Research Assistant Professor of Middle East Studies at Marine Corps University. Thank you very much, Christopher, for joining us here on TRT World. Now, when the ceasefire agreement was reached between the two sides, Pakistan came under heavy criticism from within the country. After all, the Pakistani Taliban are behind some of the most brutal attacks in the country, including the 2014 Peshawar school massacre that killed more than 130 children. Now that the Taliban have ended this ceasefire agreement, do you think it provides an opportunity for Pakistan to launch an all-out offensive against this terrorist group?
So the end of the ceasefire does provide an opportunity for the government to launch a new offensive, but one of the challenges that the government will likely face is the same challenge that it's faced previously when it's launched major offensives. The sort of bulk of the TTP forces, or the different factions of the TTP, relocate across the border into the sort of southern regions of Afghanistan, where the Pakistani sort of government and military forces are not able to reach them as easily. And then, so this is what happened, for example, in 2013, 2014. And then the TTP gradually shifts back across the border into the Pashtun tribal regions in Pakistan. So by about 2019, they had really returned, and the tempo of attacks really has picked up in the last couple of years.
Now, Christopher, ideally, no government across the world would let a terrorist organization to thrive within its territory. It seems the Pakistani Taliban have so far managed to give a tough time to the Pakistani government. Why is that?
So one of the main reasons for that is that they have a relative safe haven across the border. So when they face military pressures in, for example, South and North Waziristan, they simply move across the border into Afghanistan, where the Pakistani military and government forces are unable to reach them. And because before the Afghan Taliban takeover of Afghanistan, the Afghan government and the Pakistani government did not really cooperate very well. They had many grievances against one another. It also really impeded the ability to coordinate operations against the TTP.
Okay, now, Christopher, before I let you go, what do you think is the end game of the Pakistani Taliban? What do you think they want?
So one of the difficulties is also that the TTP is really not a single organization. It really is an umbrella sort of coalition of different groups, many of which have differing goals. And so one of the difficulties that the successive Pakistani governments have had and will probably continue to have with the TTP as sort of a broad tent, if you will, is that it is difficult to negotiate with the entire organization simply because the TTP really is a coalition rather than a single group.
All right, Christopher, thank you very much for talking to us here on TRT World.